kids area, children's spaces, wherein not just science or technology, but it should be a very different place wherein they can stay there for entire day or maybe at night. So kind of such spaces wherein they do carpentry on their own, they do farming on their own, they do plumbing work on their own, right? They do all robotics and electrical work. So more of a skill development center for children is what I wish to develop.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Tuesday talk from ByItsOwn. Today we have with us Mr. Kushal Thakkar from CurioBox. He's a sciencey person from Ahmedabad who is the founder and CEO of CurioBox, and he's into this educational and experimental learning field. And yeah, I think let's begin our interview and also give him a very warm welcome in the comments. So, hello, Mr. Kushal, and welcome. Could you
Thank
please
you so
start
much,
by telling
everyone.
us, hello, could you please start by telling us a little bit more about yourself?
So my name is Kushal, and I am basically a creator, and I always try to look at the problem and try to find out some solution. And that is where the birth of CurioBox was there. Basically, I basically started my career in an IT field. Basically, after the college got completed, I got selected in a campus, and then I worked for one of the very biggest healthcare IT company, eClinical Works, for 8 years. CurioBox is a venture. Honestly, uh, it is an organization which is in a setup with zero investment, I would say, and it has just grown organically. We used to earn, we used to invest, and then that's how it has grown basically. And still, I was working with my company, eClinical Works. It was still going there, and so both the things were simultaneously, were going one after
Right.
another. There was one fine day wherein I had to take decision either here or here. So I chose CurioBox, and today we are one of the, I would say, pioneers when it comes to experiential learning. It's been 8 to 9 years now. We have started CurioBox, and we are very good in our work right now. We are spread it all across, I mean, to many places. Yeah, so that's what about CurioBox and about me.
You said that one fine day you had to make that decision whether you have to leave your job or stick with your own venture. How difficult was that decision, considering you know that there is security in your job, while if you start something of your own, there's always a risk because it might not work. You never know. So, how did you
Correct.
come to take that decision?
When you are in a job, you're always in a comfort zone because you do not learn a lot. You will be around that boundary. So there was a lot of pressure from family that ये क्या कर रहा है, ये तो किसी को समझ में नहीं आता, तू जो कर रहा है. So all that was going on, right? But then ultimately I took a decision that this is what I want to do. But then when I took that decision, we were doing very well in CurioBox. So I did a simple calculation that अभी मेरा जितना सैलरी है उससे आधा मैं CurioBox से कमा लेता हूँ. And the answer was yes. So that was a decision. I mean, that was a moment. I decided that okay, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna full time focus on CurioBox. And after
Very
that, things were magical, to be very honest.
good.
And we never expected, things that started happening. Now we have our
Right.
own production unit, and we manufacture for many companies. We have our own proprietor kits. Basically, that's what we do. But then we do a lot of white label work. We also do work for companies like Byju's, Extra Marks, Orfiki, Vikram Sarabhik Community Science Centers. We do a lot
Oh,
of government projects. So then things started falling on its own. Yeah, so that's
absolutely.
what. Yeah, yeah, that's so. Yeah,
So
but the
things just fell.
beautiful thing about overall, overall, if you look at it, there was no seed fund. To be very honest, there was no seed fund that we actually put in. It started growing on its own, right? And till date, if you look at it, we are a very good profit making company with zero debts basically. Moreover, we also own on a name of a company. We also own good amount of property. We have a production unit. Basically, we have like 2 offices. We got recently, like last month, we again purchase a new office basically, and something new is what we're gonna come up with, a new office that we're gonna have. Yeah.
That's interesting, and it's good to know that your company has grown so much in the past few years. and also that you decided to take that big plunge because that is why CurioBox is standing where it is today. You also said that a lot of people have the fear of math, and I'm one of them. Like I even in school, I terribly feared math. Even during lectures, मतलब ऐसा मन करता था कि भाग ही जाऊं वहां से. So my question is mainly that through these kits that you create, you are basically trying to make science and math more fun for kids, right?
Absolutely.
And you also said that not many schools are ready to imply this
We're
in their
ready to. We're
were
ready
ready.
to. Now it is a different story, yes.
How have you changed their perspective?
So schools were not ready to accept it, but the fact is, when you do something on your own, you exactly know how it is happening, how it is working, right? And then when you ask children to write after that, or even if you ask them to present in front of people, they are so confident basically because they are involved in the process, right? Right now, the situation of kids are like, they have to they actually have to learn driving a car, okay, but then you're not supposed to sit inside the car and then you have to learn the car. That's what the situation of kids is there right now, because if you want to understand a concept, right, you have to mug it up, you have to accept it, but there is no opportunity that you have wherein you get some materials to try it, to test it. So that's where
Right.
the kits that we have developed for science and maths, which ideally called as STEM basically. So STEM is a concept which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now there is an additionally A which is also added. Now it is STEAM. So it is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, which is just a
Okay.
concept
Right.
wherein by experiencing you learn things basically. Yeah,
So more practical knowledge and experiential knowledge than just
exactly.
mugging up the theory, which
Correct,
is
correct.
right. That is good. Have you tried and like what kind of schools are these being implemented in? Because I mean, I'm sure the ICSEs and the CBSEs and all of them do have more practical learning, but for a government-based school, it is मतलब एक माइक्रोस्कोप होता है या दो तीन माइक्रोस्कोप होते हैं और सब जाके वहां लाइन में रुक के देखते हैं. So that
Correct,
practical
correct.
learning
So
is not there.
we have worked with a lot of government schools.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you. I mean, we have worked with best schools basically. That means the schools whose fees is like 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs. We have worked with middle level schools. That means the schools who has fees of between 60,000 to 1 lakh, and then we have worked with government schools, right? Now government schools में experience is very unique for us because वहाँ पर बच्चे हमारा वेट कर रहे होते कि कब ये सारे टीचर आएंगे और हमें एक्सपेरिमेंट कराएंगे, हमें एक्टिविटी कराएंगे. The moment we enter, all of them, they start hugging us basically, and that's a very, very, I mean, very emotional feeling, that we always get.
Fulfilling experience.
हाँ, also government school में ideally attendance काफी कम रहता है, but whenever this activities are there, because we have a fixed timetable that we follow. तो जिस दिन एक्टिविटी होता है उस दिन अटेंडेंस फुल हो जाता है बेसिकली, बिकॉज एक्टिविटी करना है, राइट. और दूसरा, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में देयर आर चिल्ड्रन who are very skilled basically. They are, if you look at it, they actually know how to survive. Okay, talking about, let's say, a child who is into a school जिसकी 5 लाख रुपया फीस है, उसको सर्वाइव करना कैसे वो उसको नहीं पता है, बट गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में जो बच्चा है, दे एग्जैक्ट नो हाउ टू सर्वाइव, राइट. एंड technically they are very good, they are very skilled compared to I mean the children who come from urban schools, I would say,
Right.
right. So that's what my observation is, and we have done a detailed study on it because there was a professor from IIM Ahmedabad, Anil sir, who did a detailed study on our sessions, and he also presented to a committee basically कि बच्चे का improvisation कैसे हो रहा है with hands on learning and all, right. So government school में though there is less of resources basically, बट देन व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि जो बच्चे बोलते भी नहीं होते, जो टीचर को जैसा लगता है कि ये बच्चा तो कुछ नहीं करेगा, बट द मोमेंट अ चाइल्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट्स एंड देन द मोमेंट यू गिव देम टू राइट इट कि अभी लिख के बताओ, तो बच्चा इतना अच्छे से लिखता है. नॉट ओनली दैट, वो बच्चा बोलता भी है बेसिकली उसने कैसे किया. तो जो हमें लगता है कि वो बच्चा बोल ही नहीं रहा है, ऐसे ही बैठा है, तो बच्चा बोलने लगता है बिकॉज दे आर डूइंग इट ऑन देयर ओन. So the level
Right.
of confidence is is at peak basically, yeah. So
That's really
yeah,
great.
that's yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm sure it's a very fulfilling experience also going to these schools and teaching children and seeing their enthusiasm to learn science. What are your futuristic goals with regards to CurioBox?
So, right. So there are two things I wish to do. Um One, I mean, right now we are mainly focusing on fine motor skills. Basically, we are focusing on creativity, imagination, and things like that. But there are two things that I wish to do. One, I wish to develop a kids area. I mean, children spaces wherein not just science or technology, but it it should be a very different place wherein wherein they can stay there for entire day, or maybe at night. So kind of such spaces wherein they they do carpentry on their own, they do farming on their own, they do plumbing work on their own, right? They do all robotics and electrical work. So more of a
Yeah.
skill development center for children is what I wish to develop, wherein they also understand the process of how things can be farmed, and then after that how it can be cooked. And then they learn civil engineering and construction बच्चा खुद करे, वो bricks ले, cement ले, खुद का छोटा सा घर बनाए. So this is kind of places, kind of such places that I wish to develop. कोई सेक्शन हो जहाँ पर पूरा म्यूजिक जोन हो, वहां पर बच्चों को अगर म्यूजिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट रखे हो, म्यूजिक ब्रेक लो, म्यूजिक बजाओ. एक एरिया हो वहां पर दे आल्सो डू लॉट ऑफ ग्रॉस मोटर डेवलपमेंट, wherein they a lot of physical engagement that they have. So kind of an wholesome place for parents and even for children basically. And there is a concept or maybe a place which is called as maker space, right? So maker space is a place wherein it is meant to create things. So if you have an idea, or if you're imagining something, it's a place where you can convert your ideas into reality. So,
Okay.
and yeah, so that's an integrated part of it basically. Okay, makerspace, I would say it is this much, but then there are a lot of other things which can be integrated together. So such kind of
Right.
I mean, places I wish to develop. That is one thing. And second, right now I'm also working on developing some interesting cross motor development aids for children, because talking about, let's say, playground in a school, I mean, all the school, they have kind of a traditional equipments. Let's say they'll have a swing or they'll have a slide, not more than that basically, right? That's what majorly we see, right? So that
Right.
is where I'm working on, wherein why can't we develop many different kind of things which can help them to develop their physical body. So a complete involvement of body and senses basically. So a new kind of a play areas in the school, that's what
Right.
I'm working on. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
wow. I mean, your goals, seeing your futuristic goals, and I really hope that those they are not only futuristic, they turn into reality because I think in India we really need all of this so that we're not only we don't only know about theory, but we learn how to put that theory into practical use because that's what will happen in life. That's what will be the most useful. It's been so
Correct.
interesting to hear you talk and understand more about your world and about CurioBox. To end this wonderful interview, I would just like to ask you: you are an entrepreneur. You took a really big step in your life by leaving a secure life that people think is the most easiest way to go ahead and take a risk. What do you want to say to other entrepreneurs who might be in the same thinking phase right now, who are planning to maybe take that step? And do you have any tips for them if they want to change?
So I would say, if you have a concrete idea and if you have a gut feeling that this is going to work, then go for it. Don't hear people around you, because they don't want you to succeed basically. That's what I think. So, and also to manage your funds very well, because we don't even want to get into a situation wherein we I mean, get a lot of fund, we take a loan, or we take some kind of a venture investment, right? So taking a lot of money is also not advisable. Go step by step basically, right? And have a plan of earning money, right? because initially what happens is when you start a business you feel that okay अभी जितना पैसा डालेंगे उतना 10 साल के बाद हमें दिखने मिलेगा. So ideally initially you need to have short goals कि 10 साल के बाद तो आएगा जब आना हो, but एक साल में कितना कमा ले तो that is very important because you definitely need to take money home, right? तो एक साल में अगर आप कुछ पैसा घर में ले जाते हैं then I'm sure second year you would want to take more, and then you go step by step and then go higher basically. So and don't get into loans. That's I mean you should definitely because loans will never take you up basically because you keep on paying in interest and all. So don't take loans. Yeah, definitely take some fund from people around you who can help you out, right? And even I would wish to support some or other entrepreneur if there is some unique idea. I would love to do work with someone as well. So if someone have any good idea, I mean, can get in touch with me. I would like to work with them as well. Giving some funds and things like that, so that can happen. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the feedback that I have. But go for it. You need to have your own baby. Like, you need to have your own business for sure. And because there's a lot of things that you keep on learning. Yeah.
Right, right. That is great. Thank you so much for that. I'm sure that this will help a lot of people who watch our video. So thank you so much for giving us your time today and being there for another Tuesday talk. And for the rest of you all, please subscribe to our channel. We'll also put Curio Box, their social media links so you can go and check them out. And we wish you all the best.